Her best friend, who's 25, cheated on her boyfriend with their mutual boss, and now she's on a work trip with his wife. What would you do? The boss's wife deserves to know. This is a 30-year-old female that farted, and now my boyfriend is 33, is mad at me. How do I get him to come back? The poor thing doesn't feel good. If he's that immature, you know what? I think she needs to just cut her losses and just leave that one in the past. Something she doesn't want to remember. My girlfriend 30 is such a pillow princess with me, 30 male. Take it or leave it.
Two people, if they love each other and they want to work out, that they try to make each other happy and show an interest in how the other person likes to receive as well. Hi everyone, Cassandra here with Astrodipity. I am with Tasha Taremi right now, and we are happy to say that hey, happy Sunday. We're definitely in the month of October. We're coming to you from a dating site, an online dating site based on astrology. Hopefully you can find your soulmate or meet people that are compatible with you through our app, which is on Google and Apple. So once again, Astrodipity is basically something that you get to learn about yourself. You get to learn about other people. You put in your time of birth, your date of birth, and your place of birth. It gives you a whole chart of who you are, and then you can see what someone else is as well. Right now, being in Libra season, it's a very, very special month. First of all, it's fall. Second of all, it's completely the time when you're harvesting or noticing all the things that you've been working on all year. Things should start coming together for everyone. We have a lot to talk about. We've got quite a few emails, as well as we've got projections for Libra month. So one of the things I wanted to start with is just the projections for the month, just to get it out of the way. So for the next week, I can just say to you that for fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, this next week is going to bring a focus on balance, harmony, something that the fiery signs might find challenging but beneficial. This week, relationships take center stage, and you'll need to practice patience and diplomacy. Your natural energy will push you to take action, but it's important to communicate openly and avoid impulsive decisions. So, Aries, you may face some personal challenges this week, but maintain diplomacy and fairness in all interactions. Focus on cooperation. Leo, your charm will shine this week, and you'll find opportunities for socializing and networking. Be open to compromise. Sagittarius, a week to focus on partnerships, whether in business or personal life. Your adventurous spirit will be inspired by new ideas, but be sure to listen to others' perspectives. Now going on to earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Libra's energy supports your desire for stability, but you'll also need to be more adaptable. You might feel more connected to your surroundings and relationships. It's a great time to reassess your goals. Taurus, you'll feel more inclined to connect with loved ones and find peace and beauty of your surroundings. It's a good time for practical decisions. Virgo, this week will be about fine-tuning your work-life balance. Be mindful of your health and don't let minor details bog you down. Capricorn, you may feel more reflective, especially about your career and long-term goals. This week encourages collaboration. And then we come to air signs. Since Libra is an air sign, this season is comfortable for you. You'll feel energized by social interactions, intellectual pursuits, and new ideas. This week invites you to engage more deeply with your surroundings, be it friendships or creative projects. So Gemini, this week, your curiosity will lead you to interesting conversations and discoveries. Libra, it's your season, and you're feeling the pull of self-expression and harmony. Focus on what brings you balance and don't be afraid to set boundaries where needed. Aquarius, this week is all about aligning your ideals and practical realities. You might feel pulled towards helping others or engaging in collective efforts. So embrace this energy. And then last and behold, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Libra's airy energy can feel a bit disorientating for water signs who prefer emotional depth and intuition. This week encourages you to find balance between your inner emotional world, and outer obligations. Cancer, you'll feel an urge to nurture relationships this week. Take time to express your feelings to those who matter. Scorpio, this week might challenge you to soften your usual intensity and practice diplomacy. Look for ways to build bridges rather than burn them. Pisces, your compassionate nature will flourish this week, but make sure you're not sacrificing your own needs. Engage in your creative outlets. Overall, this week encourages all signs to seek balance, focus on relationships, and embrace diplomacy. Very important. Now let's get to the good stuff. So we have some interesting emails that Tasha, our beautiful Tasha, who is also literally our one and only main tarot reader on our site. You can go to her for your collective monthly readings. She does one at the beginning and in the middle and at the end, and one for the signs. And there is a link on our website that you can click on if you want a personalized reading that you'd have to pay for. She's very, very good at what she does. She feels energy. She is the real deal. She's not like a lot of the tarot readers out there that, took a quick course or just pulled it out of thin air. This is something that's been in her for a very, very long time. So I recommend that you do that and check her out on our site, as well as maybe get a personalized reading. And now let's get on to our wonderful emails.
So these are definitely kind of seedy this week. So bear that in mind. Just bear that in mind. Okay. The first one is about this woman writes in to say that her best friend, who's 25, cheated on her boyfriend with their mutual boss, who is 40. And now she's on a work trip with his wife, and she wants to tell her, what would you do? So this is how the email goes. My best friend and I used to work at the same place. While we were there, she cheated on her boyfriend of 5 years with our mutual boss. She didn't tell me this until after I quit. Now I work with his wife at a different company, and we're on a work trip together. While I worked at the company, he constantly talked shit about her and how much they weren't a good fit. Now that I'm spending time with her, she speaks highly of him and how she loves him, leading me to believe she doesn't know he's a piece of shit. I can't risk causing trauma at work and losing my job, but I want to tell her anonymously. I hate that she doesn't know who her husband really is. I've told my friend she needs to fess up, but she won't. I feel like I'm awkwardly caught in the middle and have no idea what to do. Would you tell her? So I can weigh in on this first if you want.
Please, go for it.
I feel like she has a moral obligation to tell this wife about her friend cheating with her husband. And it's because her conscience is already bothering her, it's only going to get worse until she unburdens her conscience by speaking the truth. And I feel like the boss's wife deserves to know. And I don't feel like it was a coincidence that the information was made available to her, and then she quits that job and ends up being in a job with the wife. I feel like that's by design because she's meant to inform the wife of the situation. And that's my thought on it.
It's an awkward position to be in, eh? When you have to choose going against your friend, you're betraying are you really betraying your friend by telling on them, basically?
I don't think that that's a friend I would want to have anyway.
You're right.
No, I don't think it's a betrayal. I feel like it's being honest and she's speaking the truth.
This is where I don't know if it's a Virgo thing. I think I've been in this situation before where I've known people like that, and I tend to withdraw from people who are into those kind of things because I just don't like lies, and I don't want to be caught up in someone else's lies, if that makes sense.
No.
And it puts me in an awkward position, and I get very, very uncomfortable if I have to lie for someone else or act like I don't know something. So I'd rather not know, to be honest with you. And that's my reason that I would avoid that whole situation. But should she tell him? Will somebody tell her, sorry. I feel bad that she doesn't know, and she should know because he's being played for the fool, right?
And you know what? If the girlfriend has told her, who else has she told? So I don't feel like it's that much of a secret. I feel like it's probably out there anyway.
Yeah.
That's how, you know?
Yeah.
So
what
yeah,
would be the advice on this?
so I would say that she can either write an anonymous letter if she doesn't want her name attached to it, just to spark an investigation on the wife's part.
Yeah.
Write an anonymous letter and leave it for her if she doesn't want her name attached to it. But either way, if she doesn't get that information out, her conscience is going to continue to eat her up.
Yeah, it's not a good place to be in. And it's horrible to know things like that, honestly.
It is terrible. So, okay, we're going to go on to the next one. I'm telling you, these are weird emails today. So, how to sleep a 20-year-old female with a boyfriend 22 without this happening. She says, there's something that she's embarrassed about. I have a neurological issue that, depending on the temperature, makes my senses less intense. In a few words, if I need to use the toilet, I don't feel it. So I end up bedwetting. I can't always regulate the temperature of the room perfectly. Also, I can't always expect the temperature during sleep. It happens. How do I sleep with my boyfriend 22 for the first time? I don't know if I can fully trust myself. I don't want to tell him. I'm thinking maybe not drink water since 7 p.m., then put 2 alarms on at 4 and 6 and tell him to wake me up. What could be the explanation? Because I don't want to tell him. So she is thinking from a 20-year-old brain.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to say about that. She is not recognizing that when somebody truly loves you, a problem that is a health condition that you have no control over should not be an obstacle or a stumbling block in a relationship. If it is, it's not your relationship. So,
yeah, but the odds are for him as well. She's feeling this way because he's probably young as well, right?
22.
22, my gosh. He might, what are the odds that he's mature enough to deal with this as well?
Probably slim to none. That's probably slim to none.
Right now, slim to none. Sorry, guys. Yeah, you guys.
I mean, there's no way around it.
Yeah.
She's going to have to talk about it because if she wants to sleep all night, and that's a repeated thing that happens, that she's going to have to, there's just no way around it. And it's sad. And I hate that she has to go through that, but she's just going to have to either not, sleep overnight with him or be honest and upfront. And if he walks away, then good riddance. You're not worth it anyway. That's
You're right.
How I feel about it.
Totally right.
Yes.
There's no other way to look at that.
No, that's just a plain and simple response to that email. So the next one we have here is a wife of 31. She's 31 years old, wants to be able to basically have intimate encounters behind a 37-year-old male's back without telling him, but be committed. Anyone experiences. My current wife of 10 years, I caught her talking to another guy in his car. And when she was supposed to be working, long story short, she took a break from our marriage for a month now. She's saying she doesn't want to be transparent if she wants to basically have intimate encounters, but come home to me and be committed that she loves me. I mean, anyone gone through this, I'm kind of tossed. I just don't know if this stuff works out. I mean, at what point can you even guarantee you can love your husband or wife? Anyone have suggestions that has been through this? Run as fast as you can. Go straight to the attorney's office, file the paperwork, separate the finances, and don't turn back. This sounds like a narcissist to me.
And I feel I should not be on this podcast because you've got the answers just in plain stone. Really?
It's just, I mean, I feel like she's pushing the limits. She's overstepping boundaries. She wants she wants to be able to have the safety and security of a committed relationship, but play around. That's not love.
She wants to have the cake and eat it too.
Yeah, that's not love.
No, it's not love.
That's mind games.
It's unfortunate that most of these emails so far are literally like this. Because we are about love. The idea of having Astrodipity there is to find love. And love is about, attention, making the other a priority, prioritizing yourself as well, but putting them first, caring about them, respect, honesty, all these things. And none of these emails are that. And that should be the answer to everybody. Like Tasha said, run, run, just run, run.
As fast as you can and don't look back.
As fast as you can, don't look back. And that's not to say, but
it is. Okay, so this next one is just weird. It's just weird.
Uh-oh.
I just saw a cartoon character of a plume of air coming out of somebody's bucket.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is a 30-year-old female that farted, and now my boyfriend is 33, is mad at me. How do I get him to come back? Okay, let's read this one. It's just crazy. So I've had a head cold for the past couple days, and as a result, haven't been feeling well enough to get down and dirty. My boyfriend tried to get some this morning, and I've been feeling better finally and only have a running stuffy nose. He loves tossing salad, and I don't mind it at all. And it's a part of his foreplay routine, except this morning when he was starting to get frisky, I felt my nose running, so I grabbed some tissue quickly and went to blow my nose. This is where everything went south.
Oh, no.
Literally, the pressure I used to blow my nose made me give out a little toot. And you can assume where he was at the time. I didn't mean to. I really didn't mean to. It just slipped out and no warning to either of us. He stormed out and left. I chased after him yelling, I was sorry, and that I didn't mean to. And he replied, you literally farted in my mouth.
Oh, no.
I honestly feel so freaking badly. How can I get him to come back? Oh my gosh. So this is humiliating. This is demoralizing. But you know what? We all fart. We're all human. We do, this is a bodily function. And it's not like it was an intentional act. For him to be mad, you don't. Okay, well, I do.
I'm saying this is the last thing I wanted on our podcast. Yeah. Do you fart?
But you know what? It's just, for him to be mad about something that was unintentional, it would be different if it was a premeditated toot, right? It would be different. Right. But it wasn't premeditated. The poor thing doesn't feel good. And so if he's that immature, you know what? I think she needs to just cut her losses, just leave that one in the past. Something she doesn't want to remember.
Yeah, it's not something you want to remember, right?
No.
The embarrassment, the humiliation. Yeah, kind of awkward. Definitely awkward.
Is she awkward?
Is she asking for advice on this?
She's asking how to get him back because he stormed off mad and he won't come back.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Well, it's
not her fault. It was unintentional. Things happen.
Right, and they do.
This once again is definitely a discussion about whether you're mature enough to understand that in relationships things happen. This is not something, for everybody out there anyways, if you're getting into a real relationship, there's work involved. You have to accept the other person for who they are. You shouldn't be wanting to change them. You definitely shouldn't be, writing down a list of what they've done wrong or anything like that. And in this case, this is not wrong. This is human.
No. Yeah.
And if anything, this should be funny, hysterical. They should be laughing together.
I agree. But no, he just took it in a whole new direction, like it was an intentional thing. And he obviously is not being sensitive to how she might feel, the embarrassment she might feel.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's not being very sympathetic to the situation. Mature. No, he's not mature. So I think she just needs to cut her losses because I don't see that working out in the future. I just don't. All right. So let's go on to the next one. My boyfriend, 21, complains about she's 21 as well, a saggy breast constantly, but acts disgusted when I bring up getting a boob job. I'm at the end of my rope. I lost 60 pounds over the past while due to a new medication, and I'm now bordering on underweight. Because I used to be bigger, my breasts now sag a little. Totally natural, and honestly, It does not bother me so much. However, it bothers my boyfriend, who I've been dating for about 6 months, quite a bit. Once he brought it up when we were intimate, and then he said that he couldn't finish because of it and snuck off to finish by himself. A couple times he brought it up in passing. I know it bothers him, and I jokingly responded that I would just get a boob job. He told me later that saying that made him look at me differently because he didn't know I would be willing to do such a superficial and unnatural things to my body. I want him to want me. I want him to think I'm sexy. I just don't know what to do. This guy is getting on my last nerves.
Me too.
He wants to point the finger and demean her, ridicule her about natural. She's natural. And then when she presents a solution because he's so affected by her saggy boobs, then he wants to judge her for that. This is damned if you do, damned if you don't. This is see your way out the front door and don't let it hit you in the butt when you leave. That's what this is. This person, well, he's an immature. She needs to get rid of him.
And she's 21, and we're having a conversation about saggy breasts. Really?
Well, she lost 60 pounds, so that's why.
Even then, seriously, I don't know what kind of people out there are dating, but wow, guys, get a grip.
Yeah. I mean, it's just gravity. Everything, gravity exists. We're in the world of gravity. Accept gravity, or, I don't know, walk around on your head or something. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous that that's even an issue. He's just too immature. And I feel like, honestly, let me tell you what I really feel. She's lost that weight, and I feel like he feels threatened and insecure. I feel like he's concerned that she will find someone better, and that's why he's attacking her body image, her self-image.
You got it. That's it.
Now that she's lost weight, he's concerned. Oh, she's looking good. She's not going to be attracted to me. He's insecure. He needs to heal. Okay. I got that out. All right.
You're right. You're right.
That's the real issue.
What it is. It wasn't, forget 21 and this and that. No, it's because she looks great.
Yeah.
She lost 60 pounds. She looks great, and he feels threatened.
Yep. So let's attack her self-image, her self-care, instead of building her up.
Yeah.
Nope. That's going to get worse if she stays in that relationship. God forbid, if they got married, it's going to get worse and worse and worse because this person lacks self-love, self-confidence. And so it's just going to get worse.
Yeah. Completely insecure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
And yet she's insecure as well. But is he supporting that? No.
Well, she may have been insecure, but she did something about it. She lost 60 pounds. What is he doing about his insecurity? She's doing things, taking action to change the outcome. He's not doing anything. He's projecting. That's what Brett's doing. So, all right. So the next one is my girlfriend, 30, is such a pillow princess with me, 30 male. Take it or leave it. I have some intimate time, not as much as I would like, but it's enough to be content with. We've been together for 3 years and are getting married in January. The problem is when it does happen, she does not give enough. It always has to start with the same way, with me going down or her followed by the same position, me on top and doing all the work. I enjoy it, but not all the time. The term pillow princess is an understatement. I'd like to be courted into some sex sometimes, but I don't receive any oral or hand stuff at all. I've discussed this with her and she said she'd try. This was a year ago. And nothing has changed. I'm fed up at this point and don't even want to do it with her that much anymore because I know how it will play out. She doesn't have it in her and I don't know how to proceed. Does it sound like a take it or leave it situation? I feel like obviously she doesn't feel comfortable and he either needs to accept and love her for who she is, accept the connection they have, or he needs to move on. I mean, he obviously is trying to overstep her boundaries and force her to be what he needs her to be. And obviously that's not something she feels comfortable with. So either you love her and you accept her, or you're looking for somebody different, something different.
I'd have to say on this that I think both women and men have needs. Like or would appreciate that there is mutual giving. In this case, it sounds like he's the giver and she may not be giving at all if he's doing most of the work, and they are getting married in 3 months. And he wants maybe for her to give a little more or try different things, and which I can understand as well. If it's difficult for her, or she's shy or nervous about it, or maybe it's not her thing, there's certainly no harm in trying, because I think that it's really important that two people, if they love each other and they want to work out, that they try to make each other happy and show an interest in how the other person likes to receive as well. So in that case, you have to, I mean, relationships, you can't always be doing all the giving, whether it's intimacy we're talking about or anything like that. You have to take into consideration the other person's wants and needs and what they might like. And even if it goes against who you are, you have to attempt to make that other person happy, because it's a give and take. And either, like you said, those are her boundaries, and she just is not interested in compromising and, making him as happy in certain ways. And at that point, yeah, maybe he should reconsider, because and definitely have a conversation now, because you guys are getting married in 3 years and 3 years in 3 months. And if you're getting married in 3 months, well, this is the rest of your life. You're making a commitment to spend your life together. If you are feeling right now that she is a taker and not a giver in any way, to the point where you're going off and finishing, on your own or things like that, you should reconsider, because intimacy is a big part of a relationship.
But here's the question that I have. It seems like they've been together for 3 years. If he had these wants and needs, why is it just now coming up after 3 years? What has shifted?
Maybe it has come up. Or, you know what? Probably, and this is, guys talk amongst each other, just like women do. I'm sure he hears of other guys saying, well, do I have to have this conversation? She
did XYZ.
Did XYZ there. Thank you for that. And maybe he's just thinking, I want more, but this just bothers me in the sense he's gonna go after more in the future if he doesn't deal with this now and have this conversation right now before he gets married. Because there is no doubt in my mind that if someone feels like sex is very important, it's an important part of a relationship. And if he's feeling that she just takes, and there is no way to get her to want to give because she's set in her ways, well, there is, in my mind, it's a recipe for cheating down the road.
Definitely.
Period.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I have. Sorry about the CD emails, guys. This is not the normal emails, but we'll have better ones next week.
And next week it'll be more astrology based as well. But yeah, so those were very interesting conversations, though, or at least we're giving our opinion. And these poor people who are going through all these things, and I just think, just to have a normal conversation right now, I don't think it should be that hard to be in a relationship. And I think keeping these scenarios private is important, but having the conversation with your other half or your significant other is the person you should be sharing all of these things with. And hopefully they're responding and reciprocating in a way that's wanting to fix this, heal this, bring this together. If they care, of course. If they care, right?
Yeah, I think coming from a place of love is the most important when you make decisions in a relationship. So coming from a place of love, understanding, maturity. But unfortunately, there are people walking around this planet that are just operating from a space of wounding. So you can't have a mature conversation with someone that it operates that way. So it's difficult. That's why it helps to be on a site like Astrodipity, because you're already going to have the backstory on the compatibility, where their placements are, how they align with you, their communication style. That's why having a dating site like Astrodipity makes a difference, for sure. So, right. And I think this day and age, we need all the help we can get.
True. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. We were talking about people that we mutually know and that have broken up, gone back together, broken up, gone back together. And she said to me, because she is attached. And I said, yes, I agree. She's attached. And she said, well, that's true love. And I actually, I know a lot of people won't agree with this, but I do believe that when you love someone, you're attached. Just having them not there with you and you missing them, you're attached. Yes, they can be toxic, or there can be issues and you're breaking up, getting back together. I do believe that a lot of people, I'd say half 50-50 can come back together from it. Sometimes it is due to the fact they're immature and they're still growing up and they still need to experience things and they're not aware of it themselves. When you're young, in your early 20s and things like that, I think trying to be in a mature relationship is very difficult because you're actually not mature yet. So, it's so dependent on your character and who you are in the first place and how you were raised and what you saw growing up. Did you have parents that were fully supportive of one another? Or were you raised by a single parent who was abusive, or maybe an alcoholic, or maybe just didn't have much time for you? It could be all sorts of reasons, but everyone walks a different path. But I will say that part of love is an attachment, a connection, a togetherness. I know for me, the way I think of love is, first of all, putting someone before yourself is definitely a loving way to be. However, you always got to put yourself first. But to put someone else's needs before your own suggests love, as well as an attachment. Once you form an attachment, hopefully to a healthy person, not a toxic person, that also is love. And through personal experience, I know that I love a person when I'm missing them and they're not around. And I just miss them, wishing they were there to share with, be with, whatever. It's the missing that differentiates everyone else. I don't miss everyone else, but I'll miss a particular person. And I know that that's love. And it's just a shame when you hear all these things that really can be rectified and fixed and resolved if people had a conversation with one another and just decided to be vulnerable with one another. But that in itself is a whole different topic, right? Because being vulnerable is very scary just as a human being. It's very, very scary to show people who you truly are and how you truly feel.
Well, and we're in a society where men are taught that vulnerability is a weakness.
Yes.
And so actually, vulnerability is
beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. Strength. And it's strong. I agree with that too. I tend to respect and admire men that can say, oh, I felt this way, or I'm sorry, or apologetic. I love that in a man. To me, that's a man. To me, that's someone who's strong, a person who never shares their feelings or can be cold or icy. That's weak.
It is weak. And you know what? I have no respect for someone that wears a mask, that has to pretend to be someone else. Because they're so worried about how other people perceive them. That is a weakness.
I'm the same.
You are bound to society. You are chained to society because every action, every thought is dictated or contingent upon with the way society feels about you.
Yeah.
are
Or your
changing
friends or your family. And
anyone.
my family might think this or, yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I agree with you. I've known a lot of icy men in my life, like just icy and, oh, well, I don't think this, or I don't feel that, or come across with no feelings,
Uh-huh.
insensitive. And they really believe deep down that they're strong and they're superior. And I care too much what my friends think. And funny enough, women don't find that attractive, don't
No.
think it's strong. It's not strong. What's strong is you coming and saying, well, this made me feel like this, or I was hurt in the past, or I went through this, or I'm afraid of this. Vulnerability is really, really a beautiful, very, very sexy, very strong thing to have. It's not
I agree.
cool to be icy. And that goes
Or
for
to wear a mask, to
or to
be
wear
an
a mask.
egomaniac. Ego, someone that has a hyperinflated ego is the biggest turnoff.
Oh,
It's disgusting.
absolutely.
It's just like gross. Ugh.
Yeah. And I'm doing better than you, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing, it's really appalling. So how is Libra season going for you this month?
Well, I mean, everything is going pretty good. It's, Libra is all about justice and it's air energy. And Libra, with the solar eclipse we had, it brings in burning off of confusion or illusion. Any issues or concerns that you may have had or anything that you have repressed or stuffed down, it's coming to the forefront. So the month of October is definitely going to bring with it a lot of karma, good, bad, and ugly, whatever is aligned for your energy, whatever's aligned for you. But so far, I think a Libra season's amazing. I love justice. I love balance. I love fairness. So I love Libra season.
And on that note, this isn't one of our longer podcasts. It's a shorter one. But on that note, we'd like to say, please check out Astrodipity. We are in the US. We're in Canada, but we're not marketing in Canada. So primarily the US as well as India. And we will be selling shirts and other things going down the road. So that's going to be kind of cool, and bringing you a lot of stuff on astrology and more headlines from Tasha, little things like run or just if I have to start writing them down because they're so sassy. And, funny enough, my nickname used to be Sassy Cassie, but you got it more than me. You're like, awesome. You make me laugh. So I just want to say goodbye from all of us for this week. We'll bring you your projections. We'll bring you tons of emails next week and more updates. And that's it for now. So bye from Kat
and Tasha. Goodbye.